Oh yeah. You're listening to the 70s Kiss podcast. And I'm your host, the plaster podcaster, Steve-O from Knoxville, Tennessee. This show is about Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. If you're looking for something else, you can just keep on knocking. I'm talking to some of my friends, and I have Todd Sams from Erwin, Tennessee on the line. Hey, Todd, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going, Steve-O?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just so you guys know, Todd's one of my longtime friends and a longtime 70s Kiss fan. And we're going to talk to him today about his perspective on what it was like to be a 70s Kiss fan back in the day when the explosion happened. So Tom, I'm just going to ask you a few questions, man, and you just kind of throw it back at me, and we'll go right down the line with this. How about that?
Sounds good.
Cool.
I'm walking my dog, and we got all the time in the world. We'll keep walking and talking. We'll walk and talk.
So does your dog have Kiss makeup on?
No.
Okay.
No, not today.
All right, man. Well, just kind of tell me what it was like being a Kiss fan back in the day, and what stands out the most.
Oh, I guess I remember listening to my first Kiss album with my friend Brad Miller. He had the Destroyer album, and hearing that for the first time, that was pretty amazing. Kind of like hearing Van Halen for the first time or something. Eruption for the first time. That was good. We listened to it over and over. I kept buying Kiss albums after that. Every time one would come out, I'd save up money and get it. Play it over and over.
What was the first song you heard? What was the very first experience?
I don't know if it was Cold Gin. It was probably either Cold Gin or Rock and Roll All Night, Party Every Day, or God of Thunder, Dr. Love. I don't know. It was Shock Me, all that. It was like Detroit Rock City. Probably Detroit Rock City.
One of the questions I was going to ask you is, how were you introduced to Kiss? But you just explained that. So, what was your reaction when you very first saw them? And did you view them as superheroes or a rock and roll band, or how did you first? What was your first reaction? How did you take it?
I thought it was cool. I remember my friend Morgan Vance. He joined the Kiss Army. I didn't know you could join the Kiss Army. He had all these. He came to school one day and he had all these glossy, big old 8x10 photos of each one of them. Individually and all. Jesus had blood all over his face. Makeup, everything. I was like, whoa, who's this guy? It was cool. It was shock rock, I guess. When you're a kid in the 70s, everything's just easy going, and laid back. See something like that, you're like, whoa, what's this?
Yeah, it was some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Were you addicted? How old were you when you very first experienced this? What was your age?
Let's see, I was born in 66, so 76, like 12.
Okay. Were you addicted to like the magazines, toys, and the albums, the posters?
I know. I never really went for the Kiss dolls or any of that crap. I thought that was for sissies. Go play with your doll. But I did get the Kiss comic book. I thought that was cool. The art. It looked cool. The cover looked cool. It was orange and stood out, orange and red. They put their blood in there, which was different. When you're a kid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What?
I was just going to say, I remember sitting in study hall looking at that comic book and trying to draw. the characters out of it and stuff in school.
Yeah, that's another thing. I used to love to draw Kiss. Yeah, that was fun, and I could do them okay, but man, I met some people that could really draw them. You know, my cousin Richie from Knoxville, he was a good artist, and I remember he was drawing perfect. It was unreal.
Yeah, well, did you ever dress up like any of the members?
I remember everybody. I got to mention this on the comic book.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I remember my friend's mom. You know, we were young and couldn't drive, and my friend's mom took everybody to get fireworks, and so I let everybody buy all their fireworks. And I didn't spend a dime, so I just had enough to buy that comic book. And so I'm like, "You care to run by this bookstore on the way home?" And she took me by the bookstore. I bought the comic book and with my firework money. And so that night I watched everybody shoot their fireworks. And then I went and read the comic book.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I thought that was cool. I got to, you know, I didn't miss anything.
Did you ever dress up like the band? What was your favorite member of the band?
Let's see. Peter Criss was my favorite because I played drums, and then as time went on, I got more interested in guitar, and so then I started liking Ace Frehley because of that. But Peter and Ace were my favorites.
When was the first time you seen Kiss live? What was the first concert?
The first concert was in Asheville, North Carolina. I saw them there. It was, I think it was a Destroyer tour or the Dynasty. I mean, or Peter Criss sang Beth, whatever Beth was on.
Destroyer.
Oh, it was Destroyer. Okay, it was Destroyer.
Yeah, so it was probably it could have been 76, 77. Have you ever met any of the members?
Let's see. I did meet Paul Stanley. Yeah, we met Paul Stanley together.
That's right.
Remember?
At the NAMM show in California. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's cool.
So tell me what happened.
Okay, like I said, I loved playing drums back in the 70s, you know. And so after the show, Mom and Dad were cool enough to take me to see Kiss in Nashville at the Civic Center. And after the concert, they were taking the drums apart. You know, the roadie was, you know, his drum tech was taking them all apart, putting them away. And there were a couple of sticks on. I'm going up a big hill now, getting exercise. Okay, getting in shape. So anyway, the roadie took the drumsticks off his floor tom and held them up. And there was a couple on the balcony, the lower balcony, that wanted him. He threw them one of them, and then he threw the other one to this little black kid. And my dad walks up and he goes, "I'll give you $20 for that drumstick." And so that little black kid, I said, "Okay," you know, and he gave Dad the stick. Dad gave it to me. And I've had it since.
From what I understand, you just had a real-life experience, and that drumstick has been transferred to a doctor or a friend?
That's true, yeah. His office is decorated with guitars and, you know, that type of thing, musical stuff. And he was real kind and saved my life by fixing my heart. And, you know, he was just did a super job, and his staff just gave you the best care, you know, I've ever had. And I'd probably be dead right now if he didn't do that. So I went and had that stick matted, you know, with pictures of Peter Criss and Kiss with a nice background, and gave it to him for his office, for all of them, the whole crew. And they liked it. They hung it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought that was cool.
Yes, very cool. I have one more question for you, Todd. This is about the Kiss Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Do you think the original KISS members should be inducted only, or should they include the other members? And also, a couple of the members were going to be wearing Peter and Ace's makeup in a performance where Paul Stanley was not going to allow Peter Criss and Ace Frehley to perform. Now they're just saying there's going to be nobody performing. So what are your views on that?
KISS to me is Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace, period. You know, I don't even know the names of some of those other guys. And, you know, I think that to most people, that's KISS. I know they used to, when Ace and Peter quit, they put the same makeup on other people. What's up with that? You know? So, yeah, I think it should definitely be the original four, which is KISS, and then, you know, mention the other people that, you know, replaced them or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, if they just mention the guys because they are part of history, and I have no problem with that. I have no issue with that at all. I do have a problem with the guys taking a seat and allowing the other guys to play in their makeup, which they created. I know there's a big uproar about this right now amongst all the 70s KISS fans and other fans as well. And we'll see what happens with this on April 10th. Big thanks to Todd Sams for coming on the show. So that's a wrap. Well, that's it, folks. Until next time, this is the Plaster Podcaster saying, I'm out.